any other organism on the planet. They are completely different. Their genetic setup is entirely different.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Monsters Lounge. I'm Jeni.
And I'm Tressa.
And I might be a little bit loud. I don't know. We'll find out. Using new equipment of the technical variety, and nobody knows how it's gonna go.
It's gonna go great,
Myself
Jeni.
mostly. It's gonna go so good. It's gonna go so good. And it doesn't really matter because I am so excited
I
tonight.
know.
You guys, we get to talk about the ocean.
Yeah.
And all the creatures in it, and I'm thrilled. And also, I put on this sweater, and I'm super, super hot, so bear with me, please. Tressa, what's going on?
I don't know. I saw some stuff and I talked to some people, and big things are happening. And probably, I think.
That's tremendously vague.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What's going on with you, Jeni? Aside from being overwhelmingly excited about our guest tonight.
So excited. And talking about the ocean is going to be so good because I do not enjoy the winter. I don't enjoy the cold and the gray. We have little bits of sunshine here, so I'm still holding on to that. But man, winter in the Chicagoland area sucks.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I definitely get the seasonal affective disorder. And man, if any of our listeners like feel that way or feel super bummed out, send me a message on social media and I will send you some shark videos or some weird stuff, whatever. And we can all just cheer each other up for the foreseeable future.
I love this idea.
It's
Actually,
a good idea.
absolutely. Everybody post stuff, like send us stuff, especially Jeni, because she gets the SAD.
I get the SADS.
I don't like that name. We already talked
I
about
know.
that.
It's the worst name ever. Like,
It's
it is what it
dismissive.
is, but come on.
It's
Makes it sound a little cutesy.
it
Hated it.
does. It's dumb. I don't like it.
Dumb.
So yeah, that's fun for us.
Yeah. But please, and here and there on social media, I'm posting really old photos or videos of things that I just really enjoy that make me happy. So tune in for that because that'll get weird.
You know what's funny about that is I never see any of your posts until like a week later. I'm like, why am I seeing this now? What's with my algorithm? My algorithm's like, you don't want to see this lady stuff. You see her occasionally. Like, it's fine.
She's just going to send you the picture anyway. Spoiler alert. Be prepared for cat costumes.
Yes. I am prepared and ready. Let's do this.
Yeah, he's ready too. He's excited about it. He's not excited about it. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, he's a cat.
He's super ambivalent to the entire scenario.
Sure, good for him.
What's this? A Santa sweater? Cool. I don't know what. I think he's planning on murdering me at some point.
He definitely is.
Listen, I'm so excited about our guest tonight because we have the most amazing woman, and we met her like about a year ago, maybe a little bit more over a year ago, and she's just phenomenal. Dr. Sheanna Steingass. I couldn't even say it. I messed up the spelling the first time around, and now I'm messing up the pronunciation.
Listen.
No, she's
Is this surprising? Come on.
This is not surprising. But I was practicing because I was like, if I spelled it wrong, I can't pronounce it wrong.
Oh, but that's going to guarantee that you will because you're thinking about it.
Of course it will. Listen to this delightfulness. She's a wildlife and marine biologist. She's a professor. She's a speaker. She's just a delightful human and so fascinating and interesting in the majority of things that I see her do. So please help me welcome her. There.
Hello from the bottom of the sea, it looks like.
Which is
Wow.
perfect because you're going to be reporting.
Yes, yep, absolutely.
How's it going down there?
It's good. I often think about how I could have had a super cool last name. I could have been Dr. Love. I could have been Dr. Strange. I could have been Dr. I don't know, Cosmico or something. But no,
Sure.
I have to be Dr. Unpronounceable, which is fine. But sometimes I think about alternatives. Yeah. It's so good to
There's
see you
still
guys.
time.
There's
No
still
one's
time.
stopping you. You can
I'm
change your
only at
name
the
tomorrow if you want.
I'm
And
only at the
let's,
beginning of my midlife crisis. So.
That's right.
yeah, and
Listen,
listen, I would mispronounce it no matter what it is.
that's
So
true.
Thank you.
you got that
Let's
going.
let's start this. Let's make our midlife crises not weird and stereotypical. Let's just change our last names to something crazy and fun. Let's just do
Right?
that.
Do you know when I got married and then when I got divorced, I wanted to do that so badly. I wanted us to change both of our last names to something like, listen, I wanted to change it to the Osaurus. Who's coming to dinner? Oh, the Osauruses. That way I really could have been Jeni Osaurus. Like it was a campaign, like a year-long campaign.
Jeni, it's not too late.
Well, you're right. You're right. Let's start this. You know what? Never mind. Guys, let's go print off the paperwork and get started now.
I could be Dr. Osaurus.
Yes.
You could be.
Yes. It is our right as Americans to change our last names whenever we want, or our first name. Let's do it.
Oh, this is so great. This is so great. Tressa, what would you change your first name to?
I don't know.
Oh,
I was going to
okay.
say something stupid, but it was too stupid.
That's fair. I realized after I asked that I had no actual question. Also, let's get started and talk about the actual ocean that I'm so thrilled to talk about. I'm mumbling on about names. Okay, so a little bit later we're gonna listen to some ocean sounds and we're gonna try to guess what they are and probably be horribly wrong, but that is in a little while. First, I would really like to get a little bit of your origin story. When did the fascination with like the wildlife and the ocean and all of these things start?
Oh man, that's a hard question. It's a layered question. I would say one of my first memories was actually holding a sea star at SeaWorld San Diego when I was 3. I have a photo of it, and the expression on my face is like, what the hell is this? And I remember its little tube feet and how it was an animal and it was super weird. So like maybe that started all of it. But I grew up in Wyoming and I always just had I don't know, I have this weird thing where I have to be by water, streams or rivers or ponds. And I went to Mexico when I was 7, and I remember I cried on the way home on the plane. And then when I was 12, we went to SeaWorld Orlando, I think, and I ended up joining the Save the Manatees Club at age 12.
Of course.
So that's
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah. And I did vet science actually, and I realized I just wasn't into being in a vet clinic. And so I moved out to Oregon to continue studies and ended up taking a field marine biology class and just totally fell for it.
Oh my gosh. So, first of all, how great is diving?
Oh my
That's
gosh,
just,
that is the funniest thing about me. I don't dive.
what?
Yeah, I snorkel, I'll snuba, but the beauty of marine mammals is you don't want to be in the water with them. I am actually a very claustrophobic person. Like the
Okay.
ocean gate thing had me like destroyed me because that's like my worst nightmare. Um, and so, yeah, everything I do is from the surface. And in fact, when you
Wow.
work with when you're tagging whales, you're on a boat. When
Mhm.
you're trying to catch seals, you're on land. And as soon as those animals hit the water, they are 4 times as powerful and quick. And while on land, they're kind of like little sausages, angry sausages. So you want to try and catch them there. And then everything I do is actually putting tracking tags on animals that track them at sea, and it sends it back to my computer. So yeah, I don't
I
dive, and
had
I'm
no
like
idea.
often ashamed to say that, but
Mm.
so you can be a marine biologist and not like diving, but you have to like boats.
That's
Okay,
fair.
I mean, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
completely fair.
I had the offer once to jump out of a boat in the Gulf of Mexico, and I could not do it. I couldn't do it because I was like, I don't know what's below me. There's too much.
Right. Once there's dark waters and you can't see stuff, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
I think we were 80 miles offshore, too.
80. No.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there's a kraken down
No.
there.
Absolutely, there is. That's where it lives. I don't. I. No, I'm.
Did
Listen.
somebody say Kraken? Wait,
Yes,
what?
we
Am I
did.
back?
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Hi,
perfect.
Jenny. Welcome back.
New technology. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay. Well then, yeah, let's talk about the Kraken because that's a reasonably real thing. And what I mean by that is the giant squid, right?
Yeah, and the colossal squid,
Yes.
that which is even more colossal. But that they are so interesting because that's another example of uh, essentially marine going citizens reporting for centuries, and it was thought to be fake. And we really didn't get actual footage of any of these animals until a few years ago, which is so crazy. And that is really fascinating to me. I think actually my kind of scale for sea monsters is if it seems too weird to be true, it's probably true. And if it's something that somebody can make a lot of money off of, it's probably not true, which is kind of where I land on the megalodon. Like, Elon Musk would be pimping that thing out
Oh,
for all the dollars.
I
I mean,
know.
he's sending people to space. If there was a megalodon, man, that'd be a resort situation, Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. So, yeah, that's how I tend to quantify sea monsters, one of my defining factors. But, in terms of these squid, it's very, very cool because for decades during the whaling era, people were catching sperm whales for the oil, and they were finding these giant scars on them. And so that's how that legend started, is that there's some kind of undersea battle going on where these animals are getting totally scarred up. And it wasn't until the giant squid was discovered that we realized that's what was going on. We didn't know that's what they were eating, largely because if you think about a squid, if you cut up the stomach of a whale, which I don't think they did too often, squid don't have bones. And so, in fact, there's a really cool compound called ambergris that is incredibly, what do you call that? Valuable. And that is thought to actually be part of a digestive component of the sperm whale, uh, binding up all those pointy beaks of squid and excreting them.
I didn't know that's what it was.
That's
That's
what we
wild.
think. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's just say it is. That's what
But
it
that's what's so cool.
is.
We don't even know.
That's very cool.
That is
I,
wild. I love that so much.
yeah. I only know it from Futurama and Perfume, so.
I still haven't found any. I think about it, but I haven't. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
some oily gold.
Which apparently it just smells horrific, right? Like if you find it in its raw form.
yeah, I think it does something where it binds to other like aromatase chemicals and like amplifies them. But yeah, it's whale vomit, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Valuable whale vomit. We're weird. Like, why are we making
Oh
this
yeah.
valuable? That's
Yeah.
weird.
It is really, really strange. Um, Okay, so we'll just get this out of the way right now because this was for my rapid fire questions later on. By the way,
Ooh.
I came up with rapid fire questions.
I was secretly hoping.
Yeah, but you don't worry, I can come up with some more. Because you did touch on something that I was going to ask you about, and I'm going to need you to lie to me, regardless. All right, Megalodon. I want it to be real so bad. I know that it's probably not. But is there a situation in which we could at least have some kind of giant undiscovered shark species?
Yes. And I can tell you about one that we have never seen as an adult.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Please.
some of the longest lived sharks in the ocean are the Pacific sleeper shark, which lives off of the North Pacific up in Resurrection Bay, Alaska, and the Greenland shark, which is, I bet you can guess where it lives.
Is it
Iceland?
Iceland?
Mexico. So the cool thing about these animals is, as they're younger and smaller, they hang out in shallower water, and so we know a little bit about them. They do not reach, at least Greenland sharks, sexual maturity until 150 years old. So it's like the definition of a cougar. And what
That's so
happens,
crazy.
yeah, so we have studied these animals, but back in 2017, I think it was, I went up to Resurrection Bay with my advisor at the time, and they were trying to catch the first ever Pacific sleeper shark to put it into captivity. And that is because we have never seen a mature adult Pacific sleeper shark. We don't know what they eat. We did not know how they even breathed. And there has never been one in captivity before. So there absolutely is a 200-plus-year-old giant shark out there that could be a predator. We're not, a major predator. We're not sure. But that is out in the ocean. We don't know anything about it.
Would it be weird if I proposed marriage to you right now? Like that just
Jeni.
I mean,
love that so much.
yeah,
Oh,
I guess I'd
mean
appreciate
the
like
whole
dual
world.
citizenship, but like, that's
Right.
All
okay.
right, I'll get working on that. That's amazing. So
Yeah.
how big are these sharks that we've actually seen?
At least 20 or 30 feet long. But so juveniles we were catching were, I don't know, 8 or 9 feet. Uh, but that's the thing. I don't even know. We don't even know because they get so deep in the ocean by the time they're older. And again, sharks are cartilaginous fish, right? So even the megalodon, the entire reconstruction of that shark is actually from one tooth. So when you see a megalodon jaw or a megalodon model, that all came from one single tooth that they modeled around the great white shark configuration. So we don't even know what their body shape really was.
And they just switched it up. Like,
Yeah,
like
they
this
were
year,
eating.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I think they decided they were more streamlined, possibly, which is actually scarier.
Much
Uh,
scarier.
yeah.
Yeah. And like longer too, right?
Yeah. And yeah, you have to remember, like, we have to actually have those fossils to work with them too. So, there's just dinosaurs and other fossil species kind of rediscovered and found in new situations every day. So it really is, it's a mystery. It's really cool.
Yeah. So what are some of the more fascinating, not more fascinating, but all right, so let me phrase it this way, right? The primary reason why I love anything to do with paranormal is based around cryptids, right? And that's all
Hmm.
based around folklore. And that's also based around having grown up being shown and told about like these fantastic sort of creatures that are real, that people have seen, documented, studied, etc. So in my brain I go, well, why not? Right? Because new discoveries happening all the time. But the ocean is so vast and so huge. Can you tell us about some of your favorite, like weird little creatures?
Oh man, I love all moving things, no matter the size. That's part of me. One
Correct?
of my very favorite, but underappreciated animals is the slime star,
Mm.
and they are very cute. They are sea stars, but they're fluffy. They look like little, they're also called cushion stars. And they are just like hagfish, where they can essentially create enough slime to fill a bucket within a few minutes. And that is their defense mechanism, is they're really gross. And we had one at the Oregon Coast Aquarium, and the curator very kindly let me name him, and I named him Thaddeus. And he only had 4 arms, but he was a little trooper. And yeah, so hagfish and slime stars are really crazy. We had a truck carrying a load of hagfish overturn several years ago.
I think I remember
And
this story.
yeah, that was in my hometown. And actually, I know who was driving the truck. But it smelled so bad because all of that just rotted on the side of the road. And yeah, they're horrifying. So there's the slimy ones. I really like slimy creatures.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm also really fascinated with like diatoms. Those are tiny little organisms that create bioluminescence
Oh.
in the ocean, and things like red tides. They look like little sci-fi creatures. They're very cool, and actually, we take their exoskeletons and we grind them up, and that is, you know how the reflective road stripes, that those are diatoms. So
What?
like, thank a diatom, for not crashing.
Wait, are you saying that at least in the road, everything reflective comes from this animal?
At least the center striping was. I don't know if they're still doing that, but yeah, that was a primary component for years.
That's what?
Yeah.
My brain is
No,
running wild with this. So now I think that every jogger who has any reflective
yeah.
clothing on is just covered in sea creatures.
No
Yeah.
vegetarian on the road. It's all
I know. PETA.
pescatarian at best.
Yeah. And PETA, I'm surprised they're not more involved. They actually had I don't know if you know this, I had a shirt for the longest time. They had a campaign years ago where they decided that in order to get people to stop eating fish, they were going to rename fish sea kittens.
Oh,
And they had an entire campaign on this, and it was actually quite cute, but it did not work. Surprisingly, it didn't
shocking.
work. But I had to save the sea kitten shirt for a while that I treasured.
Of course.
Was it
Yeah.
anything to do with names like the hagfish that
Yeah,
sea
maybe
kitten
that didn't
didn't
help.
didn't quite work out? Just a thought.
Yeah.
You know
Just a thought.
what? We need to get to a break, but I want everyone to think about how hard I bit my tongue by not making a joke about gushing slime and myself. Thank you.
Okay.
Have you been feeling called to explore your intuitive gifts and deepen your spiritual practice? Then Pathways to Spirit was created for you. Sarah Lemos has been teaching Pathways to Spirit for over 16 years. And in that time, she's watched hundreds of students grow into their gifts with confidence and clarity. This isn't just about learning tools. It's about understanding how your energy works and how to use it with intention. Over 6 months, you'll learn about your own intuitive abilities and how they show up, along with many esoteric tools and practices to help explore your potential. But this course is about more than just learning. It's about embracing your sensitivity and living your best life. Register now at mediumsarahlemos.com. It's time to uncover your gifts and abilities. Are you ready to join this extraordinary journey?
All right. Congratulations, Tressa, on not making a strange joke.
Thank you. I
So
deserve
what?
that.
Yeah. Uh, so as as a marine biologist, hearing some of their reports, kind of tell us how the idea going into some of these legends, how the idea of mermaids kind of started.
Oh man, that is a book worth. Uh, and it's really fascinating because the earliest mermaid god or demigod actually goes all the way back to Mesopotamia. So they have been with us as long as we have human history, essentially. Um, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's actually certain cultures of humans that are still around today that have almost like supernatural, insane diving abilities because they are centered, their culture and food system is centered around free diving. So we actually have humans that are almost superhuman in terms of their ability to dive. The mermaid is really a complex thing because we have it across all cultures. So after Mesopotamia, it was Japan and China. And as we move to Native Alaskans, there are seal women myths. And then, of course, you know about Ireland, the Kelpies, or the Selkies, rather. I always confuse the two. And Yeah, it seems to be. I have a theory on mermaids. Two theories, really. So the first would be I would mention that Christopher Columbus, when he, of course, thought he was in the Indies and he wasn't anywhere close, uh, had heard all of these mermaid reports.
My favorite story about
I love it. I think it's insulting to manatees, but
Thank you.
yeah.
Agreed.
So he saw some manatees in the West Indies, and unfortunately, we still call them. This blows my mind. We still call them the West Indian manatee after this guy who thought he was. It's embarrassing. Anyway, he found some manatees probably floating around like potatoes as they do,
They're
and
so cool.
he wrote in his diary, "We saw mermaids today, but they were not so beautiful as described."
We all know what that's code for, right? Because, listen,
Yeah.
Christopher, we know what you did.
Yeah, yeah. And so you had these guys out, not only ocean exploration, but whaling voyages were incredibly horrible from the 1700s and 1800s. Some people were at sea for 4 years. 4 years, no showers. You are in whale oil and smoke all the time. There are no ladies. And I think you just start telling stories, and I think you start making inferences about stuff you're seeing. But I also think mermaids, in a way, so I actually was a literature minor in college, and that's because I also love folklore and legends and spooky stuff. And I was just doing all science, and I needed the other part of my brain to do something. And I really love what mythology and folklore tells us about ourselves. And I think the crazy thing about humans is that we live on this planet that is primarily water, and we work to dominate everything that we can and modify nature, no matter how hard we try. I mean, look at the modern sub disasters and stuff today.
Yeah.
We can never organically be a part of that world, no matter how much technology we have. And I think there's a deep longing there to want to be able to transition to that other ecosystem on our planet that we're so reliant on, but we're always just visiting guests. So of course you would think, obviously, there's a whole colony of human-like beings under the sea, just like us. And so, yeah, mermaids, like, you can just spiral and spiral and spiral down these rabbit holes of trying to figure out why they exist and why they're cross-cultural.
Yeah. That would be the big thing for me, is because it's so prevalent throughout
Yeah.
history, right? Like, I understand the desire to believe in these things, because obviously if there is a chance to live under the ocean and be a part of that system, like
Hmm.
I'm signing up, right? Like I
Same.
would love for that to be a thing. But yeah, I agreed. The folklore and what the real creatures are just so fascinating. I
Yeah.
mean, if anybody's ever seen a manatee in the water, not so graceful. Just yeah,
And they're gray.
super gray, and their faces look like dogs more than
Yeah.
anything. Not real people.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you look at what mermaids, like realistic mermaids, they're gross. Like
Yeah.
the ones that aren't
yeah,
like Ariel, they're
Hmm.
yeah.
gross. So if you were to say maybe think that manatee were a real thing that you could maybe smooch on because you've been at sea forever, I could see that. But also, you're an idiot. And what are you talking about, Christopher Columbus? What?
Yeah. Well, and it's, early history, when you look at it, they aren't romantic beings at all. And at some point that
Yeah.
transitioned, I would say primarily probably with European culture, and a little bit in indigenous culture, because they're typically represented as a godlike being of a certain species. So sea otters or seals that have a type of covenant with humans to maintain the ecosystem. And I really like that. I think that's really interesting.
That is really interesting. I like that a lot. I didn't realize that because of course we know that like all of the folklore and myths surrounding like Bigfoot is the interchange, like that
That's a
pact
good
of
point. Yeah.
respecting the wilderness, and I like that. I like that we're
Yeah.
learning how to respect the ocean. Anyway, what other oh, we got to do the sounds.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh yeah.
Is it
Okay.
time for sounds? Are we ready for time for sounds, or do we have a couple more weird creatures to talk about?
Let me think if there's anybody. It's funny because I can. Oh, I do have a really
Oh,
cool
yes.
creature. So, talking a little bit about more long lived creatures in the ocean, these hydrothermal vent communities are really recently discovered. And so these are environments that are completely devoid of oxygen and light. They're usually several hundred degrees because this is where geophysical energy essentially leaks out from the center of the earth up into the ocean, right? So they're underwater volcanoes.
Are we
And
talking volcano sharks?
I don't know if there's volcano sharks, but there are Yeti crabs. And oh my
What?
goodness, if they aren't amazing. And Yeti crabs, there's two creatures in those communities. They're super interesting. Yeti crabs, I love them so much, and I love that they named them Yeti crabs. Some scientists are cool. They farm microbes on their little fuzzy fur and mittens, and they pick them off and eat them. That is how they survive, which is
They
amazing because
just
there's not a lot of
they
food
just
down
bring
there,
their
right?
farms like on their back.
Yeah, yeah,
Listen,
it's so
that's
cool.
very smart, very effective, very efficient. Gross.
Self-sufficient. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other semi gross organism down there are tube worms, and those can also live a couple hundred years, which is crazy. But again, these animals at the bottom of the ocean are chemosynthetic, meaning they don't use oxygen like plants do. They or carbon dioxide like plants do. They do not use organic materials like we do, like carbon based stuff. They actually have an entire chemical based system. And so what these tube worms do is they take these chemosynthetic bacteria that actually use like the sulfur and all these other kind of rare elements to survive. They don't have metabolisms like we do. They incorporate them into their bodies, and then that's how they survive. So there are unique problems being solved at the bottom of the ocean. It's kind of
So
like if you were to go on, probably, I'm guessing, any dating site today. It's a very similar
Yes.
community.
yeah,
Yeah, sounds
okay,
like it.
agreed,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
Now, also, what I think you just told me is that I still have the chance to be Ellen Ripley and find some sort of like
Yeah.
non-carbon based life forms at some point.
They're on the
Okay.
planet. Like
I'm
it's
in.
pretty crazy.
I'm in. All right. Tressa, take notes.
I don't have a pen.
All right. All right, fine. That is fascinating. Like, I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah. And of course we weren't even able to get down there to look at these communities until the last decade or two. So this is all new. That's what's so cool about the oceans. You can be a cryptid, weird person like me and a scientist, and you can do both things at once because we know so little about what is going on.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, let's hear some of these weird noises.
Yes.
Okay.
Get my key out here in case I forget.
Wait,
Yeah, so
wait.
Yeah.
I do have to ask,
Yeah.
since you're a scientist, and so octopus, they're aliens, right? Fully.
They are bananas. I don't know. I don't know. There's some very complicated processes behind genetic composition that makes it somewhat unlikely that there's that, intergalactic seeding kind of thing. But what I will say is that octopi have like millions of more genetic base pairs than any other organism on the planet. They are completely different. Their genetic setup is entirely different, as well as their anatomy. Obviously, right? They're octoradial is what it would be called. So like sea stars are pentaradial because they have 5 arms, and so yeah, they're octoradial. They're crazy. I don't even know. I can't even say enough like how insane octopi are. So I wouldn't say I would rule out some crazy theory about how they evolved because they've been around. Cephalopods have been around as long as any other real kind of major organism that we know of.
Right. Like, listen, octopi are, I know it's not octopi, but octopi are the best. And
That's what I say. That's what I say all the time.
I mean, it just makes sense. But like when I talk about aliens, I don't absolutely mean from another planet. But like, listen, it's alien. Like, come on. Like, there's no way it's not something complete. It's obviously. Okay, I got excited about octopi. All right, let's hear some sounds.
You should. But wait, they're so smart.
They're so smart.
Are they actually like as smart as we would be told via like any kind of social media? I mean, throwing shells, like punching fish, like doing all that kind of stuff, like escaping things. So these are real, verified stories that people have looked at.
Yeah, and they're also there's fairly good evidence that they are self-aware as well. And so, I mean, my thing is like, why eat octopus? Is it really that good? I find it's very not that great. And so I will eat calamari and such. Maybe I'm not giving them a fair crack, but
Well, that's half like pig anus anyway, so you're
that's also true. You don't really know what you're getting there. But yeah, I just can't eat octopus. I just don't see the point.
Neither can I. I've
seafood, so
never
that's
been
just
able
right
to. Never been able to. Nothing
Chewy?
with the. Well, nothing with the texture or anything, which is a weird one for me. It's just
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
not that
like
delicious.
no, like those and sharks. Like I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't. I won't.
Yep.
You can't make me.
We'll see about that.
Okay. Okay.
I had something to add and I forgot what it was. So let's get to the sounds. This is sound number 1, and that's all I have it listed as. It's an underwater cat.
That was a good guess. Yeah. What do you think, Jeni?
I couldn't even hear it.
Oh. Well, let me play it again.
Yeah, please.
No, I can't turn it. Let me play it one more time.
Did you hear it?
No, I'm just not
Oh
getting it.
no. Okay, well
I
hopefully they
know.
get louder as we go, so hopefully.
Okay. That's fair.
It kind of
Underwater
sounds
cat. Okay.
like a little frog or something. That is actually a damselfish in a coral reef in Hawaii.
I've seen those.
Yeah. Yeah, so they talk, and the really cool thing is that tropical coral reef fish actually have a dawn chorus just like birds. It's just that we never bothered to listen, where they all talk to each other. Yeah.
That's
Wait,
adorable.
does this really happen at dawn?
Uh-huh.
Like you can go down and listen to it like at dawn?
Yeah, and I think, I'm not sure how loud that is to the human ear. You can hear it with a hydrophone, but there is something that happens in terms of the water chemistry. Certain times of day and certain depths communicate sound better. And so animals, including whales, have figured out how to use those channels. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, they're so amazing. And we just don't, that's what part of what I love about this is you get to learn about animals. We don't really think about them living their daily lives or social relationships, like fish. Do fish have friends? I don't know, but they do.
Well, that's because we're all so stupid and like, only
Yes.
humans, we're the only
Yeah.
good thing on this planet.
Yeah.
Or at least white people. Anyway, sound 2. One more time. Jenny, could you hear it at all?
No, not even a little bit. I know. What a bummer.
It sounds like, I'll tell you what it sounds like, Jenny, so you get an idea.
Can't
Yes,
do an
please.
impression.
Okay, no, I'm not doing that. But it sounds like maybe a whale drum circle. Am I anywhere near?
I love that. That's a very good guess. That is a toadfish off of Georgia in the Grays Reef National Marine Sanctuary.
Did toadfish look like frogfish?
I don't know. I think they are kind of round and whatever. They're not that striking. But this is cool because one of the reasons there's marine sanctuaries is to keep boat activity and fishing out of those areas. And we're learning more and more how important sound is in the oceans. And so often when you go and try to record sounds, I went and did a study where I tried to get harbor seal vocalizations, and we couldn't hear anything over the boats. And we're finding that marine animals are actually getting louder and changing their frequencies to try and talk over us, which is really not great.
No,
So, yeah.
that sucks.
That does suck.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to some more sounds
Yep.
right after this other thing that doesn't suck after I find it.
Oh, hey, Tressa. Jeni? Oh, I'm just reading my book by international TV sensation, Dave Schrader. I'm reading the book, too. I don't remember the name of it or who wrote it, but yeah. There, I like your shirt. You? I got it on monstersloungepodcast.com. You've got a great shirt, too. Oh, this? That's so weird. I got it at monstersloungepodcast.com, too. They have really great stuff. A full variety. I know, right? They have everything. Shirts. Tote bags. Clutches. A phone case, I think. It's the best.
A holiday classic.
Absolutely.
You guys need to stop being so cute. You have to stop it.
Never!
We refuse. Real quick question for you, Tressa. Did you load these in the order they came in?
I loaded them in and
document.
renamed them as Sound 1, Sound 2, Sound 3, Sound 4, Sound 5.
Okay, so I'm going to try to mute and listen to them on my phone at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's getting real good now.
Oh, because here comes Sound 3 from Australia or New Zealand. I don't know. Here we go. That's fun. That, I believe, is synth art fish from New Zealand. He's
No,
very prolific in the art scene there.
Yeah.
I was going to say beatboxing
Oh,
fish from New
nice.
Zealand.
Yeah, DJ Damselfish.
Mhm.
That this is adorable. Okay, this is like you said, Tressa, Australia or New Zealand. I'm not sure where. That is a paddle crab. That's a crab.
Oh,
Yeah, I
what?
don't know what he's doing, but I imagine he's talking to himself. I don't know.
I love this idea that he's talking to
Yeah,
himself. That makes me so happy because he's just like a little angry crab walking around like
yeah. Super irritated by that damselfish.
irritated.
All right, let's do sound 4 from deep sea. One more time so Jenny can hear it. That deep sea is from Antarctica, and it's also a UFO, the underwater kind,
Okay.
and it's farming for alien stuff. Okay.
I was going to say perhaps it is the underwater version of a foghorn.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
in case it gets foggy underwater. Good
Hmm.
guess, dummy.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you. Or an
I
air
think it.
horn.
I think it sounds like a doorstop, one of those little springy
Oh,
doorstops or
Oh, it
something.
yeah.
does.
Yeah. So that noise is called the boing. The boing.
That's what that. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
And this is pretty crazy to think about. This was first recorded in 1950 or the 50s. Nobody had any idea what this was until 2002.
Wait, so they did figure it out?
They did, and like a crazy way too. So it actually wasn't known if this was military submarines or some kind of military activity. Like they didn't know if it was organic or mechanical or what. And it was hypothesized that this could be a whale of some sort. And finally, in the early 2000s, scientists were able to actually visually confirm a group of whales that were making this sound, and then one breached right after, which allowed them to ID it. And that is a minke whale, which looks a bit like a miniature blue whale.
What?
It's a whale.
What?
That's crazy. That is
What?
not.
Wait, now that we know what it is, I need to listen to it again. As dumb whales. What are you doing? All right. Okay. Sound 5 in Alaska. You ready, Jenny? Get your phones ready, everybody. Okay, I take it back. That last one was not a UFO in Antarctica. That was very specifically and very directly an underwater UFO being directed traffic wise by a whale. What? I will accept no other answer. What?
Isn't it eerie?
It is
That's
insane.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if mermaids, if there were I think that's what they would sound like for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. A
Yeah.
1,000%.
So those are the seasonal mating calls of the
Yeah.
bearded seal under the sea ice. Those are seals. And so they do that
Okay.
spiraling downward call I think it is because usually marine animals kind of size each other up by the frequency of their voices. So if you think about a bunch of sea lions on a dock, how they're always yelling, they're
Yeah.
essentially saying, like, hey, I'm bigger than you. And so it's probably pretty likely that is a mechanism for them to show off their vocal frequencies. And probably the deeper means an animal's bigger and more robust, and thus selected for mating. Those are males.
Were Oh, so that was multiple. That wasn't just one dude
That was a
like
group
checking
of
out.
bearded seals competing. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that is incredible.
I don't even know what to say to that. That's
I know. I know.
That's why I don't dive. That sound. Can you imagine? That would be terrifying.
Yes, and also awesome at the same
yeah.
time. Like
Yeah.
there's something so that's why I like trying to find sharks when I'm diving. There's just something so incredible about seeing it, you know. Oh,
And being attacked by it.
it's not being attacked by it. You're not gonna be attacked by it. Listen, unless this massive shark that I have scientific confirmation is out there. Yes, that's what I've
Hey,
taken it
real
as.
quick, hey, let's
Yes.
thank Lindsay Holman for her generous little gift there. Thank you.
Oh
You're
my
very
goodness,
fun
thank
and
you, Lindsay.
interesting, Lindsay. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh man, we gotta talk about the ocean more. That's
We're
what
gonna
I
have
think
beer
that
money now.
means.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. What I think that means. For sure. Oh, I'm still so blown away by all of those noises. You know, like how
It,
incredible.
and I think that's why, like I said, if you think about it, if you're a weird kid like me reading unicorn books, uh, ocean science is the place to be because we just don't even, we're discovering new species every year, multiple species. Some species we think are one species or multiple, and we have all these cool tools now where we can listen to the ocean, we can go to the bottom of the sea, and we're only really kind of scratching the surface at what's there.
Speaking of sounds, you told me something interesting a couple of weeks ago that you could actually go to like what is it? Like mussel beds, which
Yeah.
yeah, tell everybody about this because I was fascinated by this
Oh,
because this is something that like you don't have to dive, you don't have to have like the equipment, I guess, to hear, right?
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were talking about bivalves and how, they maybe have a world takeover plan. We don't know.
Mhm.
So we really think of these animals, clams and stuff, as just kind of sitting there. And one of my favorite things to do, I really like to meditate in nature and just kind of be in the space. And increasingly more so the way things are going. And when you
Awesome.
sit there in the intertidal during a low tide, you could actually hear the barnacles and the mussels moving. And it's just really crazy because it's just these shells that we walk past and don't think about, but they have their own little lives that they're living. And that actually reminds me of another bivalve that is one of my favorite sea creatures, and that is a quahog clam that was named Ming. And that clam was brought up during a study in Iceland a while ago. And they were trying to age these animals, and they aged Ming. Unfortunately, they killed Ming in the process of finding out how old Ming is because humans have the best methods.
Ugh.
And Ming was 502 years old. It was the longest lived animal that we know of on the planet. So they named it Ming because it was around during the Ming Dynasty. So all those little clams that you eat, in the restaurants, they can live up to 500 years.
Not if I have a say.
Yeah, exactly. They don't really get to. They all die young, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
Oh,
those little things, these alien little creatures that are all around us, and we just walk past them.
What do they sound like?
it's kind of gross. Like I have that misophonia thing. You know,
Yep.
mouth noises.
Yep.
You know, that's
Yep.
what it
Well
sounds
aware.
like. But
Oh,
but I appreciate that in the marine environment. But yeah, it sounds like somebody who's like chewing food.
No. Mm-mm.
okay. I could see
Uh,
that in the marine environment,
Yeah.
but the rest of it, not so much.
Yep. So
Oh, unbelievably fascinating. You know, what would you be your recommendation for people who want to explore and know these things a little bit more? Like, is there, um, you know, a site or anything along those lines that people can kind of,
yeah. Yeah. So
you
I'm
know,
working on some projects I really hope to get out this year. I got waylaid with some health issues last year and then I ended up teaching this year and it was like insanely intense. So hopefully I'll have some products out there for folks and I'll keep you attuned to that. But two things that I think folks would really love are for one, there is a Puget Sound hydrophone network. There's a few different, I think orcasound.net is one. There's other websites where they just have a series of hydrophones recording all the time in Puget Sound in the Salish Sea, which is north. And they actually use that to track all of the orca populations that move through. And they have their own dialects to the point where we actually know which pods are nearby and which individuals are talking. So it's like a hot mic all the time for
I love it.
orcas. Yeah, and the second one that I would recommend people check out is there is a live Loch Ness monster camera that is going 24 hours a day, and you can stare at Loch Ness and look for the monster,
I
which I
just
think
saw
is,
that today. I
yeah,
didn't know
isn't
that
that
was.
cool?
That's so cool. How
Yeah.
great is that?
Yep, I went there. I did not see him or her,
What?
unfortunately, but I wasn't yet a
Mm.
marine biologist, so I don't feel like we had the rapport
Mm.
That might be
yet.
it. That might be
Um,
it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, if you were to go
and
back now, for sure.
yeah, it would probably be better. I'd throw
Mhm.
my resume in there, you know, and it'd be
Yeah.
uh, a lot better. And then the other place you can check me out is I'm on the History Channel right now. We are on season 5, which is going right now. So the proof is out there. I am the marine biology expert. And we also did a couple seasons of History's Most Extreme. And you can see me with bright pink hair talking about sharks.
Which clearly
Yeah.
I enjoy.
Clearly.
Yes. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a question about that orca recording thingy. Have they released when their billionaire takeover is going to be exacted? Like, when is that going to
No.
happen exactly?
Mm.
Yeah. I think it's
When are all the
pretty.
yachts going to be destroyed?
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, it's a problem when even the whales are turning.
Right?
Uh, yeah, so that's crazy. So not only is that going on, but there's also new orca behaviors that have been coming out in the last couple of years. They're actually starting to chase sharks to eat the
Yeah.
livers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is wild.
yeah,
Like great white
it's
sharks.
crazy.
And the videos, man, they like get these guys.
Yeah.
Is this an insane behavior for any kind of whale to figure out where the most nutrient rich organ is?
That's a great question. Not really. I mean, it's in terms of like gray whales and stuff, it's pretty dark, but they will attack gray whales and they'll eat the tongue typically because it's accessible. I mean, think about trying to bite through a whale. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tell me
so,
Yeah,
about
but
it.
sucks.
but I think what is the most shocking is that orcas are absolutely capable of killing and harming people, and they have not done it
Yeah, that's so
ever,
wild.
despite all of the atrocities we've enacted on them.
Yeah.
And so the fact that these things are happening the last decade is really interesting because to me that means there's a change in interactions with people. There are resource limitations or habitat loss. There's something going on because why wouldn't they do this during the whaling days?
Right. That's what I was
Yeah.
just thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not better, but we're not worse than the whaling days, right?
We're we're pretty bad.
No, we're pretty bad, but are we worse?
Well, and actually, some countries still whale, so that's still a thing. But yeah, that's what's so amazing is this dynamic environment, and even these really visible animals, we have no idea what's going on. We can guess at it, but that's really all we can do.
That's not good enough. We're going to need some hard answers.
Get on that, will you? Report back, say, in a year. You can have this all figured out for us.
Sounds good, yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Well, listen, we're at an hour now. Thank you so much. This has been so fun and
Yes,
informative
please.
and great. You've been a pleasure to have on as a guest. Thank you.
Thank you. This was so fun. I needed this so much. So
Me
thank
too.
you for having me on your amazing show.
Thank
Yay,
you.
thank you.
Everybody else, hey, go check out our website, monsterloungepodcast.com. You can email us or check out our other stuff or our merch or our things and maybe request not a picture, but maybe an autograph. So yeah, thanks for visiting us, and until next time, thanks for also visiting us at the Monsters